Hi, you guys. Apparently I've already bored the little guy to sleep, so you get to see him one more time. Oh, I know. All right, so today we're going to talk about histograms. This is your last LearnZillion assignment. The next one is actually just give con, and that's it left after this, okay? All right, we're going to talk about histograms. It's a certain kind of bar graph. This is not a histogram. This is a dot plot, okay? This is like a warm-up question. So remember, this is your dot plot. Not to be a histogram, and we'll talk about a histogram. All right, so this is asking me what two statistical questions could be answered using this dot plot. Statistical questions have to do with numbers, okay? So if you said a statistical question might be, and I'm just going to make up two, how many dogs weigh more than 90 pounds, okay? That would be a statistical question. It's hard to say, because I can answer that with a number, okay? More than 90 pounds. Okay, that might be a oh my God, that word hates me. A statistical question. Another one might be, what is the average weight? That would be a statistical question. The dogs and dog show. Okay, so those were statistical questions. All right, now if I looked at this number 2, looking at my dot plot, what would you consider to be a typical weight for a dog? And I'm not gonna figure it out, I'm just gonna look at this dot plot. My guess would it be somewhere in the middle of 150 and 70 because it's pretty well spread out. Or I could just do a median, okay? So if I did this dot, I have 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay, I've got 3 here, I've got 4 there. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So about 100 pounds. Okay, so it's really pretty much in the middle, and it's the mode. So I'd say about 100 pounds. Okay, so that's using the mode, which would have been 100, and it's also the median. Okay, could I have said 110 pounds? I mean, the median was 110. It'd be about right around there. Okay, could I have said mode or median? Sure. Anything close to here would have been fine. Okay, it's not asking me exactly, it's saying what would I consider to be a typical weight. So somewhere in the middle. Okay. All right, we're going to talk about a histogram, and I kind of went ahead and did a little bit of notes on this. So this is what a histogram looks like. So the things you got to know is that this is going to be a range. This is not going to be one number. So this bar here would be between 60 and 79. Okay, 60 being the low, up to 80. This would go from 80 to 99. This would be from 100 to 119. So it's always going to have a range, okay? These are not going to be single numbers. That's why you use a histogram, because it's easier to read. And they'll show you in an example in a minute. Now on this side, so it's weight in pounds, this side is how many dogs. So this said 6 dogs were between 60 and 79 pounds. This says 11 dogs were between 80 and 89 pounds, okay? This bar is up to 14, so 14 dogs in this show were between 100 and 119, okay? So that's how you would read a histogram. That's what it looks like. There are no spaces between the bars, otherwise it's a bar graph. And this is really what the frequency, or how many. So that's how you would set up a histogram, okay? So the things to remember is these are always a range of things. So this bar doesn't mean one thing. It doesn't mean like red or blue or, you know, Cocker Spaniel or whatever. It means there were 60 to 79 dogs within this weight range. Or there were, 6 dogs between the weight range of 60 to 79 pounds. Okay? All right, so let's answer the questions on here. How many dogs weigh at least 100 pounds? Okay, so here's my 100-pound mark. Okay, so at least means they weigh 100 pounds or more. Okay, at least means or more, so greater than 100. So I've got 14 here. I have got 5 here. If I carried this all the way across, I've got 3 here, and it looks like I have 1 here. So I would say 1923. So all I did is I added up 1, 2, 3, 4 bars. Okay, I added up the numbers here. So I looked at where there was 14 dogs in this range, 5 dogs here, 3 dogs here, 1 dog here. How many dogs weigh exactly 70 pounds? I cannot find that in here, okay? So it says each bar includes the left end value in the, but not the right end value. For example, okay, 60 and 68, but not 80. So it's just saying that those two would fall between there. So if I want to know how many dogs weigh exactly 70 pounds, I can't tell how many weigh exactly 70 pounds. You can't tell this from a histogram. I could tell on the dot plot, okay, but I can't tell that on a histogram, okay? If I looked back at my dot plot and I said 70, it was 1 dog, but on this, I cannot tell that information. So sometimes a dot plot's better, sometimes a histogram's better. Question C says, how many dogs weigh at least 120, but less than 160? So they're in between this range and this range. Okay, so they weigh at least 120, but no more than the 160. So I would add up these ones. This would be, again, that was 5. And this one was 3. So I would say 8 dogs. Okay. How much does the heaviest dog weigh in the dog show? Okay, so with my histogram, it's going to be between 160 and 180. 160, I don't know exactly, okay? Or 179. Pretend I didn't say 180. 179. I forgot that 180 would start the next one. On my dot plot, sure, I could go back and say the heaviest dog would look like it was that'd be 165, 162-ish, okay? All right, what would you consider a typical weight for a dog at the dog show? I would look at this bar graph and I would probably say this bar's in the middle and it has the most, so I would say a typical weight looks like it's between 100 and 119 pounds. Okay, so I'm looking at this has the most. I mean, these bars are a little bit less, so I could go a little bit towards the 100. Okay, but I know it's probably going to fall in this range. Okay, somewhere between 100 and 119. All right, discuss with a partner. We don't have a partner, so we're going to discuss with ourselves. If you use a dot plot to answer the same 5 questions you answered, how would they be different? It can be more exact, okay? So the dot plot could be more exact. As in question E, okay, I could be a little bit more exact. Definitely for D, how much is the heaviest dog, okay? And definitely for B. How are the histograms and dot plots alike and how are they different? They are alike in that they both give the same information. Okay. The way that they are different is that this goes with a range of things where a dot plot tells you the exact number. So they're different because the histogram shows a range. Range of weights. And then the dot plot is exact. Okay, so that's the difference between a histogram and a dot plot. Those are probably the two mostly used histograms you find in a lot of history books with years. So that's why I'm assuming it's called a histogram, but I literally have no idea if that's why it's called a histogram. All right, so here it's giving you a little bit different information. It's saying every 10 years the United States conducts a census like it's doing this year, which is an effort to count the entire population. Effort being the keyword. The dot plot shows the population data from 2010 census 10 years ago of the 50 states and the District of Columbia. Okay, do you see how they're all kind of blobbing together here? This is millions of people. So 0 million to 2 million, there's a huge range. One person to 999,000. I can't even talk today. So it's asking me questions like which would be easier. So it's saying here are some different questions. It's asking me how difficult would be using a dot plot or a histogram, okay? So, easy or hard, that's all we're gonna do, or impossible. So that's how we're gonna do this. So how many states have a population greater than 15 million, okay? Could I do the dot plot? Absolutely, it would be very easy on that dot plot. I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4 states, okay? So that would be easy. On a histogram, how many states have a population greater than 15 million? That would probably be pretty easy as well. And we're going to make the histogram in a minute. Which states have population? Oh, how many states? Which states have population greater than 15 million? I don't know what state is what. This could be Florida, this could be California, this could be New York. I don't know, okay? I don't know what state it is. It is impossible and impossible. It is not that detailed of a graph. Okay, it does not tell me what states they are. How many states have a population of less than 5 million? All right, so the dot plot would be difficult. Okay, so that would be very hard to do because I can't see what, there's so many dots blobbed together, okay? I might as well use a different color, why not? That would be very hard to do. On a histogram, it would be pretty easy to do because I would probably do 0 to 4,999,000, whatever, 5 million to 10, like that, okay? So it's just showing you the differences in which graphs sometimes are better for different things. What is a typical state population? I literally don't know if I could even tell that on here. They're all blobbed kind of together, so it wouldn't be too bad to figure out a typical state population. It's got to be somewhere around there where they're all blobbed together. So I'm going to say medium hard, even though it wasn't one of my options. Okay, a typical state population on a histogram would be easy. Okay. All right, are there more states with fewer than 5 million people or more states between 5 and 10 million? So if I looked here, 5 million looks like here. Are there fewer states with 5 million? Look at all those dots blobbed together. Or are there more states between 5 and 10 million? That would be those dots. This one, definitely, it's easy to tell that there's definitely more between 0 and 5 million. The dots are on top of each other, these not so much. Histogram, it would also be easy to tell. Okay, when we make the histogram, it'll make more sense. How would you describe the distribution of state population? Is it easy or hard? I can't do the exact state. Describe the distribution of state populations. What I can do is say that there are mostly under 12 million. So it's not too hard on either one. Okay. The only thing I couldn't tell is what state was what. Alrighty, we're going to move on to making a histogram. Now, I started this, and this is what I did, okay? Just to save time. I highlighted stuff. As you can see, I highlighted that one wrong, but it's yellow, just so you know. What I did is I highlighted, it gave me the population of each state, and I highlighted the ones pink that fell in there, and that would be a really easy way to do this. If you were given this whole thing, it would be a really easy thing to highlight different colors. Now the one that's not highlighted, the two that aren't highlighted, there was none that fell between those two numbers. Okay, so I didn't use a highlighter, plus I only had 5 of them. And then this one, I had to use a green little star because, again, I didn't have any other highlighter. But there's different ways to do that. I highlighted them. So what I would do is I would count if I want to make a histogram. So I'm going to count the number of pink. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So my frequency is 29. That means I had 29 states that fell in that population range, 0 to 5 million, okay? Now I would look at my next one. it's asking me how many fell between 5 and 10, and I highlighted those orange. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 states fell between that, okay? My next one, it's saying how many states are between 15 and 20. Those were my yellow ones that I highlighted. See how easy it is once I highlighted them? All I gotta do is count. This is really yellow. So that's 1, 2, that's 2. Okay. Oh wait, did I do 10 to 15? Sorry, I skipped 10 to 15. For some reason I skipped that. That would be 2. I skipped the purple. All right, so the purple ones, I'm gonna go back and do the purple one. It's saying how many were between 15 and 20, and I did those in purple. I had 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. There was 0 between here, so I would put a 0 there. All right, between 25 and 30 million, I had 1 blue, Texas. I had 0 in between 30 and 35, and I had 1 between 35 and 40. Okay, so there's my data thing. It's how many, the population in millions. This is my range. 0 to 5, 5 to 10. And remember, this goes to the lower number. Okay, so like it's really 0 to 499,000, whatever, 4,999,999. But you get the idea. All right, to make this bar graph, okay, I am going to say I had 29. I'm going to look at my data. I'm going to try and do both at the same time here. So I'm going to look at my data, and between 0 and 5 million were 29 states. So I would go up to 29, and I would make my bar. Okay, between 5 and 10 were 14. So I'm going to go up to 14, make my bar down. Between 10 and 15 were 4. So I'm going to go to 4. Okay. Between 20 and 25 were 0. So I really would just kind of leave that, or I could draw a line at the 0. Between 20 and 25. Oh man, I just screwed up. This should be 2. Sorry. I got ahead of myself. 15 and 20 is 2. Pretend that other line's not there. This one would be 0. I like that purple one for some reason. All right, so 20 to 25 is 0, as you can see there. Between 25 and 30 was 1, so I'm going to put my line here. That's 1 million. Between 30 and 35, again, was 0. I can leave that empty. I don't have to go across. I just did to kind of make a point. And then between 35 and 40 is 1. And that is how I would make my histogram. This would be the frequency, or how many states. How many states? Okay, so if I did that, I would title this population of US. Okay, so I titled it. This is how many states. This is saying how many in millions. So this is between 0 and 5 million. Okay. And we kind of did it. It said return to the statistical questions. We already did those, and you'll see how much easier it is on some of them to do it with a histogram. All right, that is it for our histograms. There's a lesson summary here that compares a dot plot again with the histograms, where it puts them right on top of each other. And it gives you, again, what bins of certain sizes, how they used it. I said range. So that is what a histogram is. And that's it. And I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.